Buonasera a tutti. Stasera puntata speciale, non ho rispettato l'orario delle 18:30 in quanto abbiamo per la prima volta uno special guest, un ospite straniero. Sto parlando dello showman Dan Pancaldi. Andrò per la prima volta a fare un'intervista live in lingua inglese, chiaramente, anche se Dan Pancaldi capisce abbastanza bene l'italiano, ma chiaramente gli farò delle domande in lingua inglese. Vedrò come i tempi di rispettare la traduzione e magari, quando è abbastanza comprensibile, passerò alla successiva domanda. Quindi, bando alle ciance, ricordo solo che Dan è lo showman a capo della bella trasmissione su YouTube, è al momento uno dei YouTuber più noti del nostro hobby, in quanto conduce la trasmissione No Enemies Here, tutto quanto concerne Wargaming. Sto per chiamarlo via Facebook per fare appunto questa sorta di intervista online e vediamo come va. Nel caso interromperò la trasmissione se avrò motivi tecnici, se avrò insormontabili motivi tecnici, e la rimanderò domani. E già vi annuncio per domani che avremo ospiti in studio Massimiliano Della Rovere, Gianmarco Bruni, e parleremo di componenti, grafica e affini, dato che negli ultimi giorni questo tema è stato molto, sentito sul gruppo Facebook. Ed ora chiamiamo Dan, vediamo un po' se riesco ad avere Dan online. Connecting. Dan?
Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Dan, you are online. You are live. Please remember.
So, posso bestemmiare?
No, please. Well, we are. I'm a serious man, and I think you too. So, well, later. Anyway, Dan, I have already anticipated that you understand the Italian language. So, anyway, I'm going to make the questions in English. You know, you already know the content of the question. I sent you a series of questions. Anyway, you can say whatever you want by using a polite language, you know? Well, so, and then, well, I always noticed that the Italian word game community, well, don't follow you in a sort of constant way as the wargamers overseas do. So, let's give some personal news more, such way the Italian wargamers can know you better. So, where are you from then? What about your origins?
Well, as much as you don't think I was born here, but I'm Italian, Mauro. Sono italiano.
Yes, I know that. Yeah.
Okay, but my mom is from Caserta.
Yeah.
From that town of Galluccio, and my dad is from La Toscana, di Marina di Massa.
Wow.
So they came here after the war, like a lot of Italians did that I know here.
Yeah.
And I mean, my first language is Italian. They did not speak English nor French, so we had to hang around. We had to be around Italians all the time. So therefore, that's why I say I'm Italian, because that's what I knew. I grew up Italian. I ate only Italian food.
Are you proud of that? Italian. Are you proud of that?
Yes, very much so.
Well, please remember that on the contrary, I want to change my citizenship. So I want to be American. So, well...
Beata te.
So then, well, so you are a sort of Italian-Canadian guy. And where do you live exactly?
Right now I live about an hour away east of Montreal, so in Quebec.
Yeah.
In Montreal, I live in a town called Les Couteaux, which is basically a farm town.
I see. Well, so you don't have in downtown, but a little far, if I will remember, 1 hour of car.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Vado a tradurre per gli amici, ma adesso è abbastanza semplice quello che ha detto Dan. Come avete capito, non abita al centro di Montreal, ma a circa un'ora di macchina in the country of the Quebec, che io non ho mai visitato. I have never visited Quebec, and probably one day I'm going to pay a visit to my friend Dan. And anyway, Dan, well, you are not a beautiful woman, so I don't want to know any more about your origins or your preferences, but let's talk about your show. Your show that has been lasting for about 1 year. If I remember, we have arrived at 52 episodes, more or less. And what about Enemies Here? Why did you decide to get started with this kind of show dedicated to the wargaming?
Well, I mean, it's funny. There's a roundabout way that this happened. I'm a musician. I'm a composer, so I have a lot of music that I compose.
Yes, you are a composer.
It stays on my computer. Like who's going to want to listen to my music? You know what I'm saying? So I was talking to Stuka Joe, and Stuka Joe says a good way to put it out, your music, that is why don't you do a wargaming channel of sorts and have your music in the background? And basically that's it. That's how it started.
I see. Penso che abbiate capito, comunque vado a tradurre. In realtà è stato su suggerimento di Stuka Joe, un altro grande del nostro hobby, dato che Dan è prima di tutto un composer e amante appassionato della musica, e da qui Stuka Joe gli ha consigliato perché non fare uno show con la musica tua dedicato al wargaming, e quindi è nato No Enemies Here. But is it the only motivation that push you to start this kind of show? So a sort of hobby that is a background for your music? Is it that only? So is the first and only reason?
Well, I mean, I like war games, and I love doing, and I still love doing the music for Stuka Joe.
Yeah.
And basically, really, that was it. And I mean,
I see.
If we go back and watch my first 10 videos, it's pretty bad. You're going to see that I really, really don't know what format to do or anything. It just really by chance it was for the music.
Anyway, you did a good job. So it's not so clear that you don't understand anything about the wargaming. So you. It seems to me that you are an old grognard, you have been playing for a lot of time, so it's not true. So you are a fake, actually.
No. Actually, I started when I was 12 years old. I am 55 years presently, and I started with games like Luftwaffe from on here, and Panzerleader, I also Ambush. Games like that, but then I don't know. Life takes a different turn. I went to school. I was into music very much, and the thing is to find an opponent to play war games. I don't know how easy it is for you, but for me it was basically impossible.
I see. Yes, in fact, you explained me your little problem. So you give up playing, then you are back some years later. So I remember that. So you are not a fake. You understand what the war game is. And so your favorite war game is? What's your favorite war game?
Well, my favorite war game. It's funny that you say that because it's like asking me what's my favorite piece of music. It depends.
Wow, fantastic.
It depends che giornata, come mi sento. It's like that. What flavor do I want today? But you know what? One of my favorite war games, one of my preferred war games is John Butterfield's RAF, The Battle of Britain.
I see. Well, please remember that, in my opinion, John Butterfield is one of the best designer about solitaire games. I agree with your opinion, absolutely. I played Ambush, and still now I consider Ambush one of the best word games about the topic. Absolutely.
But don't forget, Ambush is Eric Lee Smith and John Butterfield.
Yes, that's true. Yes, a sort of couple that work on the word game. Anyway, I think that John Butterfield continues the tradition. Probably that was his intention. And what about your plans for the future? It's your intention to continue No Enemies Here? Do you want to change anything? What about?
No, I want to continue it because it's only been a year, and basically, I'm still learning all the time.
Yeah.
I'm still learning. I'm learning how to, sometimes, I don't know if you know this, Mauro, but sometimes I get thumbs down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, so for me, thumbs down, it's like, I don't know. I don't even know your sister. Why are you giving me thumbs down for? So I'm learning how to deal with comments. I'm learning how to deal with...
Well, so you try to improve through the opinions coming from the audience, I see.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah. Well, in fact, that's... I have the same fear. In fact, I always notice the negative comments, not the positive ones. You can have 100 positive comments, but I take care of the negative opinions. I agree with you about that. Yes, it's true.
I mean, that's our problem, that Mauro, because if you have 100 positive and 1 negative, that the negative is the positives far outweigh the negatives. It doesn't matter. But because you're Italian and you're hysterical and you feel guilty all the time, quello è.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, agree completely. You're right.
Yeah.
And we are showmen. Well, you are a showman. I'm a simple soldier, actually. But I'll try to follow your teaching. And then, I think that in the last year, you could know something more about the Italian wargaming community. What's your opinion? Did you notice any differences between the overseas wargamers group and the Italian ones? What about that?
Well, first of all, the physical aspect. There's not many fat Italian wargamers.
Yeah, it's true. We are handsome. Yes, in fact. Well, absolutely. Yes, it's true. Absolutely.
Come I francesi e spagnoli.
We are better than the French and Spanish men. I can assure you.
I was actually. I'm surprised. First of all, the intellectual capacity of a wargamer. I was talking with Uwe Eichert, and Uwe said that wargamers in general are a smarter person because they're involved in the history, they're involved in the reading of more, not complex mechanics, but more diverse mechanics. So
that's true.
I would, when I saw you, especially because I'm learning all this Italian wargaming through you, through Riccardo Mazzini.
Yeah.
I just out of my ignorance, I didn't know that there was a lot of Italian wargamers. The same thing as I didn't know that there was a lot of Spanish wargamers or Portuguese wargamers. I'm just learning right now that there's a lot of Japanese wargamers.
Vado a tradurre, Dan. I'm going to translate what you have just said. Praticamente è stata una sorpresa per Dan, vedere che la comunità italiana era fatta da molte persone di una certa intelligenza e non sapeva, è stata una sorpresa per lui conoscere la comunità italiana. Anyway, Dan, I can assure you that probably the most important group throughout Europe is just the Italian one, I think, well.
Guarda, ok, continua, sì, vai.
So please remember, at the moment Well, in the last 10 years, our features have increased. So, our Casus Belli group counts about more than 1,000 members. But yes, but actually, I always say that active players, about 500, more or less, no more, you know. Anyway, we are a good number at the moment by considering what happened. Yeah, I think so, yes. And in fact, we buy a lot of war games. We spend a lot of money. And then, what do you want to add? Tell me whatever you want about your favorite designer, your favorite graphics, and tell me something about your next episode of No Enemies Here.
Okay, my favorite designer, like I said, Mauro, it depends on day. Che giornata è, come mi sento. It's like asking me my favorite composer. You know, right now my favorite designer is probably still John Butterfield.
Again, obviously favorite designer, but by considering, please put aside Butterfield. By considering a current designer that inspires you.
Okay, well, it's actually not a designer in itself, but it's a tactical system by Lock and Load called
Mark Walker.
Mark Walker, but Blackwell Hurd, or Jeff Lewis, because I'm reading the box back here. But it's the system that I like very much.
Well, I have just bought the last game, Kursk. But I haven't played it yet.
You're thinking Flying Pigs. Me, I'm talking about Lock and Load.
So guys, so sorry. Yes, Lock and Load. Yes, I was confusing that. You know that probably I have played Lock and Load only once. So frankly, it's one of the systems that I don't know so good. Probably I have to go. I have to play that.
I'm learning it myself as we go on.
Yeah.
And it's basically, I don't know if you've played ASL before.
Tell me.
Did you play ASL, Advanced Squad Leader?
Well, yes, absolutely, ASL. Sometimes it's not my favorite tactical system. You know, I love it, but actually, I prefer Combat Commander. Absolutely.
So you the cards in Combat Commander, you appreciate them. They don't create a fence, a barrier to your moves that you're gonna do.
Actually,
because if you don't have the cards to move,
yeah,
non vai in nessun posto, lo sai.
Yeah, I know that. But please remember that one of the negative opinion that some player has about Combat Commander is about the cards.
Yeah, it's and I love Combat Commander, and I love Chad Jensen in general. You know, especially his fighting formations.
Yeah,
really,
I love fighting formation, but this war game didn't have a great success here in Italy, and I don't know why.
Well, it didn't have great success either here because I bought it for $20 the game. Sono 10 euros. You know what I'm saying?
Well, so do you mean that it's an expensive war game?
No, I mean it wasn't very successful here either.
Well, yes, but I don't believe. I don't understand that. You know, I think that it deserves a better success.
Oh, absolutely, I agree with you 100%.
It's a little underestimated, I think.
Absolutely,
a little bit.
And there's another game, Mauro, I like very much, is because I'm looking at them as we talk here. I really, really enjoyed Joe Miranda's Struggle for the Galactic Empire.
Well, I like what Joe Miranda's does. A lot of wargamers criticize him. In fact, when I'm reviewing the Strategy and Tactics magazine, I never get so positive opinions, but I agree. Well, Joe Miranda did a good job with Sagas of Empires. Well, agree, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, usually the war games like Panzer, Combat Commander, and the coin games, it's war, and it's understood that it's war.
Yeah.
At a different level, like reading a book. You read
absolutely. Book, if you like reading, well, you are going to open a war game. Absolutely.
Absolutely. And the thing is, with Joseph Miranda, it being a science fiction war game, it made me think of Isaac Asimov, the Foundation series.
Yeah. Well, maybe,
and I enjoyed that.
I didn't remember that Joe Miranda's was a sort of science fiction fan.
Just about that game in itself, Struggle for the Galactic Empire.
Yeah, it's true. I have to play that. I like science fiction. I like also the last war game, Space Core, by John Butterfield. Or Space. So these are good games, but sometimes I put aside them. Why? Because I prefer the traditional war game. So anyway, I have to try that.
Do you know why you like the traditional war games, Mauro? Do you know why?
Why? Well, frankly, probably I was born.
I'll tell you why, Mauro. Perché sei vecchio.
Well,
la testa dura, perciò.
Then there is some question for you. Well, Alessio Beatrice says he's also a great musician, and Alessio Beatrice says a second passion that unites us. I think that also Alessio Beatrice likes music. Anyway, guys, please remember that I have. It's my intention to side music and war gaming. Well, I like this sort of couple. I can assure you. And so, Dan, thank you for everything. Stay tuned. By the way, Dan, one curiosity. Well, I subscribe Patreon, and I want to use it also for my YouTube videos, Well, but why should I use a Patreon instead of PayPal, for example?
That's a good question. I think, and I've asked that to many people because I do have a Patreon page myself. It's that the foundation is there, the skeleton of where you're going to send your money is there. And it just seems that PayPal is a more personal thing. I'm going to send you money personally. And I think people just want to know that there might be a little bit more protection in Patreon, I think. But that's a good question, man. That's a good question.
Well, I want to try it, albeit I always use PayPal also for my association. Well, anyway. Well, then, here in Italy, it's 20 to 9 p.m. I'm going to see the first episode of the last season of Game of Thrones. Do you like that?
Absolutely.
Well, so I'm going to see that at 9 p.m. and have a wonderful night, and I see you soon. Bye, Dan, and thank you for your kindness.
Grazie, Mauro.
Ciao, Dan. Stammi bene. Ciao, Dan. Ciao. Well, guys, or better, penso che abbiate capito molte cose dall'intervista. Nel caso vado a riassumerle molto velocemente. Ragazzi, Dan è veramente uno di noi. Questa sorta che è un grande musicista, penso che sia la sensibilità e il suo apprezzamento per il wargaming. Ricordatevi che io definisco sempre il wargaming una vera disciplina, e penso che questo abbinamento, questo accoppiamento con la musica sia un altro punto a favore per quanto facciamo per questo hobby. E non siete stati molto generosi in fatti domande, grazie Alessio che ha fatto questa sorta di intervento, e non sapevo Alessio che fossi appassionato di musica. Dan ha ribadito il suo apprezzamento per Battlefield e mi ha corretto giustamente, perché Ambush non è solo di Battlefield, e dunque io, perché ricordo sempre Battlefield in quanto adesso per quanto riguarda i solitari è probabilmente il migliore designer per quanto riguarda i solitari. Spero di provare quel D-Day della Decision Games che tutti mi hanno consigliato di provare e io non provo mai, ma ripeto, per me il wargaming è interazione, è scontro, fra virgolette, incontro con l'avversario, quindi mi piacciono i solitari, apprezzo le meccaniche. Alessio suona il saxofono. Per me, ragazzi, che sono, scusate, non siamo, la mia disciplina è l'inglese, la mia seconda disciplina è il wargaming, e vi apprezzo tanto perché so che i musicisti hanno sul serio una sensibilità diversa, una sorta di approccio diverso da noi persone, diciamo, da noi comuni mortali. Il saxophone, Alessio, spero che avrai modo di ricontattare Dan. Comunque, se vuoi chiacchierare, io penso che tu abbia già chiacchierato con lui, però Dan è veramente un grande amico, è molto contento di parlare con noi italiani, perché avete sentito, ha insomma una sorta di origine italiana e poi è finito a Montreal, come vi ho detto non vive proprio a Montreal ma vive fuori, con la sua compagna Chantal. Bene ragazzi, è tutto per questa puntata lampo. Vi aspetto domani per la puntata con Massimiliano della Rovere e spero Gianandrea Bruni per quanto riguarda componentista, grafica e altro. Parleremo a ruota libera. Cercherò di fare la diretta a più voci, datemi tempo perché vorrei sperimentare. Adesso andrò a vedere anche l'audio che ho registrato con Dan. Grazie a tutti, ci vediamo domani sera per l'ennesima puntata dello show Giannizzero Nero e con Dan Pancaldi, No Enemies Here. Ciao a tutti e alla prossima.